Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Legion Talk, episode number 28. Now, what we'll be taking a look at is the ex-Brooklyn police officer has been arrested and charged with second-degree manslaughter in Duante Wright shooting. That's right. And I don't disagree with this, and I'm going to tell you why. So, after the article, here we go. The former Minnesota police officer who shot and killed Duante Wright, a 20-year-old black man, during a traffic stop was charged Wednesday with second-degree manslaughter, a prosecutor said. Washington County Attorney Pete Orput charged Kim Potter, a 26-year veteran of the Brooklyn Center Police Department, in the shooting Sunday that has inflamed racial tensions in this city just miles from where George Floyd died during a police arrest last May. Okay, I'm going to say this right now. Do not take to the streets and burn them. You're doing nothing. You're a clown. You're a dancing monkey who has no thought. You're like one of them wind-up toys. You just like stop. Burning down the city doesn't do anything. She was arrested. That was the right thing to do. And charged with manslaughter. That was the right thing to do. I'm going to tell you why. Certain occupations carry out an immense responsibility, and none more so than a sworn police officer. Absolutely. Amran Ali, Washington County Assistant Criminal Division Chief, said in a statement, "We intend to prove that Officer Potter abrogated her responsibility to protect the public when she used her firearm rather than her taser. Her action caused the unlawful killing of Mr. Wright, and she must be held accountable." Absolutely. I agree 1,000%. Now, he was wrong with the way he initially started the traffic stop. No tags. Got belligerent. It got escalated. Now, however, this is where two wrongs don't make a right. He was wrong. She was wrong. They teach you, when you're a police officer, carry your firearm on the dominant hip. For me, that'd be right. So you go, boom, right there. They teach you to keep your taser on your non-dominant hip, to cross draw. Come across. Taser. Cross taser. Dominant gun. She was very wrong. Very wrong. And she needs to be held accountable. Absolutely. Agents with the Minnesota Bureau of Criminal Apprehension arrested Potter on Wednesday morning. Jill Oliveria, a spokeswoman for the Bureau, said in the statement, Potter, 48, was taken into custody before her noon at the Bureau of Criminal Apprehension in St. Paul, Oliveria said. Online records for Hennepin County Jail showed she was being held without bail. Potter resigned Tuesday as calls for justice for Wright echoed throughout Minnesota. Tim Gannon, the city's former police chief, who also resigned Tuesday, said Potter accidentally grabbed her firearm when she thought she was using her taser on Wright. Wright's family has rejected police characterization of their son's death as an accident and called for Potter to be held accountable. Now, this is the problem. Rejected police characterizations of their son's death as an accident. You have to prove murder. I'm sorry, fam. I'm sorry. You have to prove murder. It's the same in the Derek Chauvin case against George Floyd. If he says, "Hey, I didn't mean to kill him," and the toxicology report shows that he was high on fentanyl and that he had what is it? Excited delirium? I think it's excited delirium. His heart rate, he's on the verge of a heart attack. Excited delirium is on the verge of a heart attack. You have to prove intent. If she would have said to, the responding officer, "Hey, if this guy gets froggy, I'm going to shoot him. I'm going to kill him. I'm so tired of this crap." That's intent to kill. That's intent for murder. But if she didn't say that and she just said, "Hey, I made a mistake. It got excited fast. I thought I pulled my taser. I pulled my gun. I shot him. I didn't mean to." The intent for murder is gone. And if you charge him with if you charge her with murder, she will walk away. Walk right on down to Chinatown. Same with Derek Chauvin. If you overcharge somebody in this criminal justice system, whether white, black, Asian, Indian, Native American, Canadian, British, German, Polish, Scandinavian, Russian, it doesn't matter. If you overcharge them, they're gonna, and they're gonna be gone. And it's your fault as the prosecutor. If found guilty, Potter faces up to 10 years in prison and a $20,000 fine according to Minnesota law. I mean, it was an accidental death per what we know right now, per the evidence. So yes, that is sufficient. While we appreciate that the district attorney is pursuing justice for Duante, no conviction can give the Wright family their loved one back. Ben Crump, a civil rights lawyer, I talk out my ass because I'm a civil rights lawyer, representing the Wright family, said in a statement with co-counsel Jeff Storms and Antonio Romanisi? I don't care. This was no accident. How do you know? You weren't there, dude. You weren't there. There were a handful of people there, and you weren't one. This was an intentional, deliberate, and unlawful use of force, said the statement said. See, this is a defense attorney's way of doing things. Their point is to rile you up and say, hey, it wasn't an accident. They did that on purpose. Like going, no, dude. Unless you can prove intent, this was no accident. This was intentional. Intentional. You have to prove intent. Well, she killed him with her gun. That's intent. She's a trained cop. Okay. She's a trained cop. She could be a stupid cop. Trust me, I've worked with stupid cops. She could be a stupid cop and shot him. You have to go over all the evidence, all the situation, everything with a fine-tooth comb, and you have to comb it out real slow and say, oh, intent. Or you go, like, dude, I can't find intent anywhere on this thing. The best we're going to get is manslaughter. We can't charge her with murder. The Hennepin County medical examiner said Wright died of a gunshot wound to the chest and ruled his death a homicide. Of course it is. It is a homicide, but it's also an accidental homicide due to the fact that she did not mean to kill him, per the evidence so far. A badge should never be a shield to account. A badge should never be a shield to accountability. Actually, a badge is a shield to accountability. You're meant to be better than everybody else. You're meant to think clearer. And NAACP President Derek Johnson said, Duante Wright was brutally killed by a police officer and justice must prevail. Justice will prevail if she goes to jail for manslaughter. Because right now, you can't prove that she murdered him out of cold blood. Intent for everyone. Intent. Innocent until proven guilty. You can prove her guilty of manslaughter. Absolutely. You cannot prove her guilty of murder due to her intent of the situation. The Hennepin County Attorney's Office handed over any charge decision to ORPUT earlier this week, and the State Bureau of Criminal Apprehension investigates the case. The local prosecutors in the Minneapolis area agreed last year to refer cases involving police use of deadly force to prosecutors in other jurisdictions. That's smart. I have no problem with that. Brooklyn Center Mayor Mike Elliott said on Tuesday that the case should be handled by State Attorney General Keith Ellison. That's smart too, to ensure transparency and to continue building trust in our community. He did not deserve this. I don't believe he did. Family members, Duante Wright as an adoring dad who enjoyed playing sports and celebrating the 4th of July. Yes, I understand. He was a father. He enjoyed spending time with his children. However, he did have a criminal record. He did make the stop more difficult than it needed to be, to where it escalated to the point where a police officer who was just as wrong fired her weapon and not a less lethal tool. Potter is being represented by Earl Gray, a lawyer who also represents Thomas Lane, a former Minneapolis police officer charged with aiding and abetting second-degree murder and manslaughter in Floyd's death. Yeah, you're not Derek Chauvin. I'm sorry. You're not that guy. Okay, good luck. Wright's death sparked protests around Minneapolis. Stop it. In an area already on the edge of trial, former police officer Derek Chauvin and Floyd's death was in its third week of testimony. Brooklyn Center is about 10 miles north of Minneapolis. There seems to be... Look, I'm not going to read a whole lot more on this one. Look, to combat crime, to combat violence, rape, murder, you need more police officers. Now, she is not a shining example of what I would say, but you know what? There are roughly 1 million police officer contacts a day implemented by the U.S. public, not police. 1 million contacts a day sought about by the American public. That's 7 million contacts roughly a week. How many does that distribute to the year? In how many cases of a horrendous accident or unfortunate violent incident of a police officer killing a man, a black man, a woman, a white man, a Hispanic man, an Asian man, any of them, do we hear? Once a month? 7 million contacts by police on average in a week. 7 million. And we get one rough incident maybe once a month. Do the math. Read it. If you think that police are going out there and just killing everybody in sight, you are vastly wrong. You're so wrong it's not even funny. Educate yourself. Go on a ride-along. If you don't have a felony, you don't have a misdemeanor conviction, go on a ride-along. See what your local police department does. Talk to the officer. Say, hey, man, what's with all the kind of the rough stuff going on? People say, hey, what do you think about the George Floyd thing? You know what? Most police officers will be like, oh, dude, that wasn't right. It wasn't right. I wouldn't have did that. I heard he died from excited delirium, which means he had a heart attack due to a drug overdose, but dude would have been like going, they probably could have handled him better. I wasn't there, but I would have tried to handle it better. You would see that most of them try to be good people. You make the effort. They don't need to make the effort. They're the minority in this country. Congratulations. You found an agreement that I have. Police officers are the minority of the United States. Veterans make up a large amount of police officers and are a vast majority of the United States. More than black people, Asian people, Hispanic people. Uh-oh. It's Isaac Newton and he's pissed. There are roughly about 900,000 police officers in the United States. Roughly. There are 330 million Americans. 900,000-ish, 330 million. Go on a ride-along. Talk to your local PD. Say hi to a police officer, and, when he's grabbing lunch. Say, hey, how you doing today? Hey, you're having an all right day? Like, well, I've always kind of wondered, what does your day go like? Has your day been rough so far? Ask questions. Your police department does ride-alongs for a reason. They do inquiries for a reason. They do outreach programs in the community for a reason. Ask questions. Get off the social media and ask a question. Educate yourself. There's a reason that we used to ask questions, read books, go on the internet for research purposes only, and then go to work and form our own conclusion by writing a report or presentation. Do the work. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'm done talking about this, and congratulations. She's going to jail, and I hope she gets convicted of manslaughter, and God bless the family who lost a son and the son who lost a father, because on both sides, it's very unfortunate, and it should not have happened. They both did wrong, And God bless everybody, and God bless the United States. I'll see you.